We are back. Season 2 of the FredNats off-season podcast. This week in FredNats, I'm your host and broadcaster, Eric Bach, GM Robbie Perry. Rob, it feels like we're already closer to 2026 than we are to 2025.
Oh, my God.
Crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy
every
how
year,
time moves, right?
Every year. It's cold. It's literally, I was wearing a Carhartt jacket today. Crazy how quickly that happens. And then a snap of a finger, December is going to be done, and we are off for 2 weeks. It's going to be January. It's going to be full speed ahead, kind of getting ready for opening day. Every year it happens, and every year I'm equally as shocked.
If you're here for Eli Willits, just give us a couple minutes. He'll be there soon. So we got some stuff going on. Home game times have been announced for 2026. No promo schedule yet. That's still down the line. But 6:35 Tuesday through Saturday. Personally, I'm a big fan of that.
Big fan.
And we're back to all Sunday day games. No more 6:05s during the summer. We're sticking to the day games.
Yeah. I think every single Sunday game besides the first weekend because of Easter Sunday, it's going to be 1:35. We heard it from the fans. We heard it from the team. The teams are really, really excited. Staff is excited. We made the adjustments because of the heat, and then we realized that when we did make the adjustments, also the days were extremely cold. So we just, we listen to our fans, and 1:35 is definitely the number one pick. But the 6:35s, opposite of education days on Wednesdays, which we have 3 this year, Tuesday through Saturday, making it easy. That's kind of been our big, real, kind of focus this year. Is just make it easier for our fans. 6:35 across the board. None of this. 6:35 and then 7:05, and which causes confusion. 6:35, you get to the ball game earlier. You also leave earlier. We understand. Sometimes, especially if you have fireworks or if you have kids on the bases or whatever you have after the game, things can get really long. Especially if it's a school night in April, early May, or August, September. You might not even make it to the 7th inning stretch. So we're really, really excited, kind of following industry trends as well about starting the game a little bit earlier.
And we've rolled out the Fred Access memberships in 2026. A little bit of a change for the season ticket holders, or really anyone can be a season ticket holder in a smaller sample size now.
For sure. And this is one of the big, same thing with focus is make it easier for our fans. So also following industry trends, everything's going to be it's no longer if you're just a season ticket holder and then you have other plans. Everybody's going to be a member now if you buy one of these memberships. 66-game membership, 33-game membership, 15-game membership, formerly our 15-game mini plans. And then new for the first time ever are 7-game plans and memberships. They all come with benefits. Before it was really just the 66-game plan that had memberships, but now every single one has a kind of different benefits and events, the private events they get invited to. So it's a massive change for our membership plans. And the key, what it all comes down to, is make it easy for our fans. Make it easy for them to come to games. We used to, for 15-game mini plans, if you wanted to come to a weekend game and you had a Tuesday ticket, we would upcharge you to change. We're getting rid of those upcharge fees. It's if you want to come to the games, you want to come to 7 games, we're going to make it. You can pick the 7 games you want to come to. We want to make it as easy and as accessible as possible for our membership plans. People want to come to multiple games a year at the FredNats. We want to make it as easy and simple as possible.
Easy and simple. Eli Willits coming up next. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, man.
All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Mr. Eli Willits joins us for the first episode of the new season of This Week in FredNats. Number 1 overall pick. Got a little cup of coffee with the FredNats late after the draft last year. E, so good to see you. Thanks for doing this. How's the offseason been going right now? Looks like you're at home in Oklahoma.
Yeah, so I'm back home. Off season's been great. Getting to spend a lot of time with the family. We're definitely enjoying it. We have family meal every Saturday night with all my brothers are home. My brother's wife's here, so we've really enjoyed it. And it's been great to get the family back together finally.
Yeah, I saw on your social media that you're going to be an uncle. Eli, your brother Jackson and his wife are expecting a baby girl come April. What exciting family news.
Yeah, absolutely. it's pretty exciting for the family. We're all thrilled. We're all really excited for him. Excited for Jackson. He's got a big year coming. Hopefully he gets the opportunity to play professional ball next year. And now he's got a little girl coming along, so it'll definitely be different. We've never had girls in our family, so it'll
Right.
be different for us. But we're excited and grateful for this opportunity.
What does Uncle Eli look like? What do you anticipate yourself being for this little baby girl?
I'd probably just say spoil the crap out of her.
Yeah, that's right.
That's probably the main thing I'll do. I don't know. I don't really know. I've never had a girl cousin or anything, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with her. So that it'll be new and learning for me for sure.
And she'll be coming right as the season is starting too. So she as soon as she starts life, she's going to be right into the Willits baseball routine, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She comes right in the middle of college season where my dad and my brother are playing. So she'll literally come from the hospital going to games. So she'll be born right into baseball for sure.
And speaking of the Sooners, we're recording this the week after the Sooners get the big win in Tuscaloosa. Come on now, that's a big football win on the gridiron for the boys.
Yeah, for sure. They got two more games in Norman. Hopefully, I can try and make it up there and catch one of the last two. And then hopefully they find a way to get into the college football playoffs, so we can watch them a little longer.
Yeah, that 12-team playoff it opens it up. So I want to talk a little bit about just some other off-season stuff. I remember you were wheeling and dealing when you were here in Fredericksburg, getting yourself a place in Florida. Have you been splitting your time between that spot and home in Oklahoma?
Yeah, I spend most of my time out in Florida. I
Okay.
work out with Cressy. It's a great group out there. He does a great job. We've had we've moved forward a ton in my strength and conditioning side of it. So th it's been a great opportunity to get out there and work with a bunch of other professional guys from other organizations. Get to know a bunch of the guys, talk to them, and pick their brains a little bit. So. We spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time out there. Basically, I'm just home for the holidays, and that's about it.
Anyone specific that you've really enjoyed training with?
No, everyone's out there is just great. It's a
Yeah.
great group out there. I left right as a bunch of other guys are coming in, so I haven't got to meet everyone out there now since a bunch of other guys started coming in. But the group I was with before was a great group. I loved going to the complex every day and working with them. So it was great.
What would you say is like the primary focus of your off-season training? You mentioned the strength and conditioning, obviously, at this spot. Is that goal number one at least right now, just to get bigger and stronger?
Yeah, for sure. The goal of the off season is to get as strong as I possibly can without losing athleticism and speed. So that's the goal for me. And going into the off season is just getting as strong as possible, being as twitchy as possible, and getting ready for 150 games or whatever might come my way. So I'm preparing for something I've never done before. So it's just going out there every day and trying to grind and get my body ready for the next adventure.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your last adventure here in Fredericksburg. I know it was a kind of a whirlwind time for you that you were, taken number one overall. Then you reported to the complex. Then they sent you here to Fredericksburg. But now that we're a couple months removed from the FredNat regular season, do you have any larger takeaways of your brief little time here in Fredericksburg? Some good things, some bad things, or just general takeaways?
Um, I just say Fredericksburg itself is a great place to play. Especially as in a low A affiliate that they spoil us down there, and
Yeah.
it's one of the best affiliates that I've been to, and I've been to a lot from when my dad coached in professional baseball.
Yep.
So it's definitely one of the best affiliates I've ever been to.
And for you specifically, obviously you started your professional career with a 9-game hit streak. The team made the playoffs. Obviously, the playoffs didn't go the way the team wanted it to. But do you look back on that and think, oh, I wish I would have done some stuff differently, or are you pretty happy with the sample size?
I'd say I'm pretty happy with it just
Yeah.
to get out there and get my feet wet, but there's always things you can learn from, things you can adjust to. Felt like the pitchers started attacking me a different way, so once I started getting at bats under my belt, they found my weaknesses and they attacked them, and now it's time for me to get back into the cage and find those weaknesses and attack them myself. So just figuring out how pitchers attacked me and how they want to get me out. It's going to help me going into this off season, helping me attack those weaknesses so I can help turn those weaknesses into strengths.
What are you looking forward to the most about spring training? Because for guys that have been in the org longer than you, it's going to be a change from previous spring trainings with the regime change. There's going to be a lot of new faces on the coaching side at spring training. What have you kind of heard from guys that you've played with in the org about spring training and how that's going to work, and what are you most looking forward to?
I've heard spring training's a blast just because everyone in the org's down there and you get to hang out with everyone off the field. So um, just to have everyone down there and get to know everyone in the organization. To go play golf when you get done, to do little things like that, just to go out there have fun. You get to play baseball in the mornings, and then you get to go have fun in the afternoons, and just see how people are off the field as well.
It's probably going to be helpful for you to get to know a lot of the guys in the org that you didn't get to see in Fredericksburg when you first came here, right?
Yeah, for sure. Literally everyone will be in the same locker room. We'll be at the same complex, so it'll be awesome. Just to get to know everyone. Um, everyone from the the complex league to the big leagues. Everyone's going to be there. So pick everyone's brain and see what they went through last year, see what they attacked this off season, and how we have similar things, and how we're going into the season ready to hopefully win at each level.
Absolutely. So I want to go to the off season now. I've seen some other posts on your social media about you hunting out there in Oklahoma. Obviously, that's a great spot for it. Is it duck hunting or is it something else?
Yeah, it's duck hunting.
Okay.
And then actually my little brother shot a deer the other day, so
Nice.
we deer hunt a little bit as well.
So I have never been duck hunting before. If I were to go out there with you, Eli Willits, what's like the first thing? What's like bullet point number one if I'm going to have some success here? What's like the first thing that I need to know?
You got to know where the birds are at. So
That helps. Okay.
yeah, if there's no birds, you're probably not going to shoot very many. So
Right.
you got to find out where they're feeding. Because at night they go to the roost pond or the roost place and they sleep there. And then they'll get off that and they will go and feed and find food and vegetation basically. So you got to find the place where there's food and where they're liking it. And then when you find it, you basically then you come up with a game plan how you're going to try and go and kill them.
Okay. So if I'm creating a game plan, I've found where they're feeding. I've identified the spot that I need to be. What is like the couple points on Eli Willett's game plan when he's duck hunting?
Well, you got to hide good because
Okay.
they have like hawk eyes.
Mm,
So however you're hiding, you have to make sure they can't see you. You blend in with your surroundings. So if you're
nice.
hiding in grass, you got to make sure all the grass looks the same, or they will see something suspicious and they won't come.
Mm.
And those 2 points, other than shooting them, those are the two main points. So if those two are good, then you'll have a decent chance of shooting them.
Find out where they are, where they're feeding, and hide yourself among your surroundings. Easy enough, right? You got all the camo stuff too to help you, I'm sure. That's something that I'm sure you enjoy doing with your brothers and your dad. Is it kind of a family affair?
It's mainly my brothers,
Okay.
but we started a couple years ago doing it every Christmas Eve. My dad goes on one hunt a year, and
Okay.
that's basically it's just me, my brothers, and my dad. So he goes on one hunt a year.
He's good for just the one. He's like, I got Christmas Eve and that's it.
Yeah, he just the one. Other than that, he's usually at the field working or he's in the cow lots doing cattle. So other than that, he's pretty busy.
Are your cattle days behind you now that, we kind of got this baseball career going, or is it something that you still are occasionally expected to help out with?
Oh no, I help out all the time.
Okay.
It's a family business, so it hopefully it'll pass down from generation to generation. So we got to help keep it up and going and keep it in the family for sure.
Love it. So, one thing that we talked to you a little bit about during the season when you were here is part of the reason why you were able to be taken number one overall at age 17, one of the youngest players in professional baseball, is because of the time you were able to scrimmage at Oklahoma with the Sooners and like actually play in some of those games and see those college pitching when you were like 14, 15, when you were a teenager. Do you remember like your first game? Do you remember when dad said to you, "Hey, you're going to play in the game?" and like what like younger version of yourself was feeling in that moment?
Yeah, I do remember exactly the day.
Okay.
I remember my exact first at bat, what happened.
Okay.
And
Let's hear it.
I remember the feeling. The feeling was something similar to when I got called up to Fredericksburg. I went up there and I was a 17-year-old kid amongst a bunch of 20, 22, 23-year-olds.
Right.
And it was going out there to prove myself. And that's exactly how I felt when I was 14 going against college guys. So it was basically me going out there trying to prove myself every day, trying to be the best player I am, no matter who's on the field. I wanted to show that I could be the best player on the field. And that's like the mentality I take into every game. Every time I walk onto a field, that's my mentality. And that's what I try to show the fans and the fan base. So just show them that I'm trying to be the best player on the field every day. And that's really the main thing.
We're going to go over your first professional at bat here in a little while. What actually did happen in that first Oklahoma at bat?
Um, well, I think I worked the count and then I got a little single up the middle.
Nice.
But I remember it because it was the first time I was 14. It was the first time I've ever seen 90 miles an hour. So
Wow.
it was above 90 or something, and I was nervous going in because I didn't know what it'd look like. Like everyone's like hitting's the hardest thing to do on the planet, and so I was like I've always seen like low 80s and I go up there for the first time I don't know what to expect. So for the first time I ever seen it, I was very pleased with the outcome and it just took off from there really.
And how often would you get a spot in one of these scrimmages? Was it like a pretty common occurrence?
For the first few years it was pretty common. And then the last year, right going into my draft year, we kind of calm down on how much we do, just make sure I stayed healthy, mainly, and just to make sure that I didn't go out there get hurt. So I missed my actual spring baseball season with my high school. So just to be smart, my last year we didn't do it as much.
Gotcha. Well, clearly it helped catapult you to number one overall. I want to go back to draft day. Obviously, you've had all the family and friends at that very house in that very room, I think, that's right behind you, um, there for draft day. What was like the craziest text you got? Like maybe the most famous person that reached out to you and congratulated you on being taken number one overall. Can you, other than the group of people that was in that room with you, can you remember like a text that made you go, "Wow, I can't believe that person just texted me"?
Um, I know Andy Pettit texted me. He congratulated me.
That's a good one.
I my dad and Torrey Hunter were really close.
Mm,
I had a 30-minute phone call with him the day after.
nice.
So, Howie Kendrick, him and my
Nats
dad were
hero,
him
Howie
and my
Kendrick.
dad were roommates coming up through the minor leagues, and then got called up 3 days apart. So
Mm,
our families are really close. But those three were three of the most that I really paid attention to. I mean, I saw everyone's, but those were
Yeah.
like some of those that just wowed me. It's like, wow, those guys reaching out to me, that's pretty cool. Those are guys that are Hall of Famers. Hopefully Howie gets into it this year,
Yeah.
so that'd be pretty cool for him and his family.
You remember like one piece of advice that they gave you that really resonated in that moment?
It was basically just don't change anyone you're not. They selected Eli Willits for how he plays the game. Don't go out there and try and be the player you're not, because they selected you for who you are, not for someone else. So don't ever change who you are and how you play.
Great advice. Do you remember where you were? I assume you guys were watching when Howie Kendrick hit the foul pole that basically won the Washington Nationals World Series back in 2019. Do you remember where you were that day and for that moment?
I was sitting in this living room, and in this exact room. I remember watching it because him and my dad are super tight.
Right.
And I remember us as a family jumping up and yelling. So, that was a pretty cool experience for our family for sure. I can't imagine what his family was going
Mm.
through. So, that was a pretty cool experience for everyone in the Nationals organization.
Yeah, what a cool like full circle moment for your two families though. Howie basically helps deliver the Nats a world championship, and then a few years later, you're taken number one overall by the same organization. That's a baseball dream right there, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. His sons and me and my brothers actually grew up going to the family room. So I think one's either a junior or senior now, and there's another younger one. And they're in the baseball world now. They're out there playing all the time. So I still remember those days when we were little, going to the family room. On family day, we'd go on the field, go out to center field and with Vlad Jr. too. He was there. So we'd go out to center field and try and hit balls over the center field wall. We'd get like 20 feet off the track and try and hit it over the wall. Because we were so little, we couldn't do it from very far away.
Right. Amazing memories though with Vlad Jr. too, who I mean, what heartbreak for the Blue Jays this year in the World Series, but I think that Vlad showed himself to the baseball world like this is one of the premier superstars in our game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. He, he's a great player. He's going to play the game for a very long time. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and his dad is a tremendous player himself, and he had a great person to help show him and lead the way for him.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. It's great to catch up with you about the off season and what you've been working on. Now I want to dive into some film of Eli Willits uh, when you first came to Fredericksburg here. So we got the stuff queued up. Let's look at this first at bat here. You mentioned your first at bat at Oklahoma when you were in the scrimmage that you worked the count. Same exact thing happened here in your pro career. First professional pitch. Are you thinking I'm just going to rip at it? Like if I see a fastball, I'm going to swing. Like what's the approach on the very first pitch of your pro career?
Well, the first pitch, I it was a bad mistake by me. Was going up there and I was like, I'm gonna take first pitch. It's my first pitch for my career.
You're gonna.
And
So
then
the plan was take.
yeah, and then he threw a fastball right down the middle, and I was late, and that's why I fouled it off. So for the first at bat, it went after one pitch, it was already going downhill. So I was like, well, I gotta grind this at bat out because I just threw away the one pitch I might get for this at bat. So after the first pitch, oh yeah, I threw the changeup, and he's trying to throw it on my front hip and come bring it back over on the front corner of the plate, and then he was trying to attack me with fastballs up. So I going into the at bat, I didn't really have much. I've never seen the pitcher throw. So after I took my first pitch, and then I fouled off my second fastball, I was like, man, I have put myself in a hole for this at bat because I've missed my two pitches for the at bat. Just when I got down 1-2, I told myself I got to get the job done because there's a runner on third.
Yep.
So
First and
um,
third. And it's a situation, too. Like, you're coming up as like, okay, we got a chance to drive in a run here. It's not just, bases clear. Like, we got ourselves a situation here.
yeah, so when I got down 1-2, all I was thinking is trying to drive something through the middle of the field where that can get that run in, and give us the early lead. I think we're already up 1-0. Give us a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
So he threw a changeup. I let it travel a little too much, but still hit it. Didn't hit it well, but I got the job done. And that was really my mistake. Was I missed my two pitches early, and I had to really grind that bat out.
I want to talk quickly about the 1-2 check swing because it's a high fastball, and clearly now we're in like protect mode, and you were able to hold back. Is that just pure instinct of, oh, I'm ready for the fastball, and then I'm going to stop?
When I noticed, like, when I got up there, they throw a lot of fastballs with right at the top of the zone. So those fastballs they throw at the top of the zone, they'd start at the top and they'd ride up for a ball or a ball and a half up. And when you see the ball come out of the hand, you're expecting the fastball at the top of the zone so you can go on time with it. And then that ball rode up, so I had to. I was in the yes, 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 no, and right when it crossed the plate, and I was about to swing. I was going to swing and I saw the ball ride up, so I had to lay off of it. And luckily I stopped early enough where I didn't swing all the way.
And the pitch that you ended up putting in play, I think is the exact pitch the pitcher was trying to throw. Like, this is a quality pitch, and I think it's a good job by you to just put it in play and do the job for the situation. I mean, that's a good pitch, wouldn't you say, on 2-2?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think it's a changeup, right? Down and
Yep,
in.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it on the hands a little bit, but definitely did the job and got the run in. That's all that mattered.
Okay, so let's go so now we're on first base. We've driven in the run. Obviously, base running and aggressive base running is a big part of your game. So just walk me through, okay, I made it on base my first time coming to the plate in pro ball. Now I'm going to run for second. Like, just walk me through all the steps through that thought process over there at first.
Yeah. Well, I got my lead and I was so anxious to go. It just because, like, I went into the game and I feel like when a bunch of guys go into the game, they go into the game scared and not want to make mistakes. That's the opposite of my mentality. When I go into the game, I and the game's in a big situation or it's a big game. It's my first game or whatever. I'd rather be overly aggressive than underly aggressive. So I went in there trying to just be aggressive on the base path. And I think I was a little too aggressive there. Because after the game, Billy came up and told me, he's like, I didn't want to give you the steal, but you're so anxious to go, and he was a 1-1 to the plate. But
which is slow or fast
that's
for
really
those of us that
fast.
don't know. I was going to say I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure 1-1 to the plate is good.
Yeah. And luckily they didn't make the greatest throw. And I hit the glove and it popped out. But what was a full circle for me is the guy who catching it at second base was Caden Powell.
Yep.
Caden Powell, my dad coached at the University of Oklahoma. So I remember his freshman year, I would sit in the dugout with him and we'd sit and watch the game, and he would it would just be me and him talking the whole game. And that was kind of a full circle moment because my first professional game was against him, and I hit my first ground ball to him, stole my first base, and he was the guy catching it. So it was a pretty cool moment for me and my family. And he actually grew up about 30 minutes away from where I live, so he was pretty close to where I lived as well.
Yeah, that's great. And he ended up winning the National JUCO Player of the Year later. I mean, he hit like over 500 during that season. So, I mean, clearly he's gotten off to a great start in pro ball. What a cool, it's just amazing to me how baseball always provides those moments of like intertwining from your past life. And it seems like obviously you've lived, even as a kid, lived maybe more of a baseball life than a lot of other players given your family situation, the fact that your dad played in the big leagues and now coaches. So that's really cool. So stolen base, so we're just like, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to come out with my hair on fire, as you like to say. So let's go to the first hit now. This is the second time coming up, and we try to stretch one base into two, and we get thrown out. But I think that was a really good indicator of the type of player you want to be. And, they made a good play and a good throw, but you can tell the left fielder's kind of casual with it, not thinking, oh, maybe this guy's going to try for two. Is that kind of what made you decide to go because he was a little casual with it?
Yeah, for sure. When I hit it, I was always taught growing up, have a hard 90 no matter what. So I was running my hard 90, and what cost me is as I rounded the base, I got about 3 steps up, and I didn't pull my head up as quick enough as I needed to, going down to a knee, and I already shut it down a little bit. Then I had to turn it back on and keep running. But if I would have kept running, instead of shutting it down a little bit, I'd have been safe by a lot more. So that's what a lot of people don't see when they watch that play is I actually shut it down, then started running
Yeah.
again. So if I were to I made the correct read, I just didn't trust myself completely the first when I first read it. So if I would have trusted myself completely, I'd have been safe by a few feet for sure.
And if we had the challenge system in the Carolina League, I also think pixel by pixel, you were still safe in this situation, but, it looked like you were out in real time, so the call was out. But that's the first hit. So we got the first RBI in the first plate appearance, first hit in the second one. That had to be just a big weight off your shoulders. Like you knew that there was going to be a lot of hits, but that first one almost is the most difficult one probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, it definitely made me relax. It not a lot of people realize how hard that first hit is to get.
Yep.
Because you're up there like I got to get a hit, I got to get the first one out of the way.
Yep.
But when it finally happens and the ball finally falls and it's just it's a nice true feeling that you got your first professional hit out of the way and you can finally relax and play the way you've played your whole life. It's just another game.
Now let's go to the next clip, bottom of the sixth inning. This, I think, is your best piece of hitting in the whole game because, again, this is a well-executed changeup or breaking ball here. It's a breaking ball, I think, that you turn around to right field and then end up taking the extra base. Just walk me through this swing and this whole play.
Yeah, so I remember this that it was one of my best swings I had while I was there, because he threw an 0-0 changeup, but not a lot of people see that he quick pitched me, then threw an 0-0 changeup. So that sped me up, then slowed me down with the pitch. And then he saw me sped up. I check swung. He saw me sped up, so he did it again on the 1-0 pitch. So it was a good swing. I stayed back just enough. I got extension through the zone. And I was able to plow through it and hit it over the second baseman's head. And then when I rounded first, I read the throw that was going to be just high above the shortstop's glove, so I kept running like I always have. So it was just me reading the throw to third and knowing that wasn't going to be able to catch it, and I just kept running. And then if he did happen to catch it, then that's my job to stay in the rundown until the other guy scores. So. It's just reading the throw and having hard 90s out of the box.
Now let's look at the last one, the infield hit, because this should have been extra bases. This is a great play by the first baseman, Zach Daudet, to keep the ball on the infield. This should have been your first extra base hit, but the speed plays there. And obviously I'm sure you wish that ball would have gotten down the line, but that also allowed you to showcase that you can burn it a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure. He made a great play over there. I remember that pitch was a slider, I think,
Yep.
right after he threw a fastball. So I had a good swing to it, and I got extension through the zone. I hit it really well. He just made a great play, and that goes back to the me always saying the hard 90s out of the box. So a hard 90 got me an extra hit. So just showing off the speed.
Let's talk about your defense now. This is your second game. We got the Fundadori threads on, Sully on the mound, and Caden Powell's going to come up here. But first I want to talk about the backhanded play because this was definitely, I think, the moment that you were able to showcase the arm strength the most. Tell me about your mechanics on a play like this when you as the shortstop are moving to your right in the hole. You were able to get your feet set and make a really good throw.
Yeah, it's it's a very difficult play, but you got to remember not to try and overthrow the ball. Because I'd get there and try and throw it as hard as I can, and I'd airmail it over the first baseman. But I learned all I have to do is when I get to the ball, I made the hard play, and I just got to throw it like I normally throw it. And if I miss short, I know I have a good enough first baseman over there. He's going to pick it. So, but just making sure if I miss down and not over him because he can always make the adjustment and pick it. But it's hard for a guy to jump 6 feet in the air and catch it. So just making sure I miss low when if I do miss with my throw.
Love it. And then the next play in the next inning against your boy Caden Powell, who I thought had a base hit. I was calling this play, and if we don't have the sound on this, but if I literally said the words base hit from my vantage point because I thought that the ball was going to get past you. Clearly, I misjudged that, but now you're going the other way. This is a play where you end up sliding down. You end up off your feet, back on your feet. So equally difficult, I imagine, as the other play.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever, and then I think I spun in there. So whenever you take your eyes off the first baseman, it's always hard to get them back on your target. So, doing that all in one play and then throwing it, with no momentum going to first and trying to get some velocity on the throw is always a little difficult. So that just, back to the practicing that play. Um, just helped me to get through to get that play and complete it.
And obviously, you know what Caden Powell's got in the speed department. Like, this is not a slow guy, and I'm sure you let him know about that play at some point later in the week, right?
No, no, I never did.
Well, hey, that he deserved it because you got him there. But let's look at the last one. I mean, this is more of a basic play, but I just wanted to get your perspective as a shortstop on these plays where you have to charge because this is a quick transfer and throw all in one motion. Can you just walk me through what you're thinking on a play like that where you have to charge?
Yeah, so when I've always been taught when you see the high chopper you attack it, because you know that ball is going to have a ton of top spin. So if it hits again, it's going to top spin and it's going to shoot. So when it shoots, it's really hard to get. So you got to attack the ball as hard as you can when you see the high chopper. And you either got to get it on the short hop or you got to catch it in the air because if you don't, you're going to be handcuffed. That's what I like to use. You're going to be handcuffed and you're not going to be able to move as easily because it's going to shoot and you don't know where it's going. So you got to, either get it on the short hop or get it in the air. And if you don't, you got to hope it, takes the right hop and it goes into your glove. But just attacking the ball is the main thing. And trying to get it on the short hopper in the air. So it'll be the easiest play. It can be easier than, if it hit again and shot.
Who would you say is the person that has influenced the way that you think about playing defense at shortstop the most? Is it your dad? Is it another coach?
My dad's definitely had a lot to do with it, but Carlos Mendoza, he's the manager for the Mets.
Yep.
He's a guy who's always he coached with my dad. He was the infield coordinator when, my dad was the outfield coordinator. So, he'd always help my dad and teach my dad. So my dad could come home and teach us, and then when we were out there, he'd go out there and help teach us. And, he's always helped us. I'm actually hoping to get out there and, hopefully, he can help teach me some more this off season. So, he's influenced me a lot. Throughout my career. And even when he's not doing it personally, he's going through my dad, and my dad's, learning from him a lot. So, just the knowledge he has through, the game, it's just unbelievable.
Okay, so let's go to the last set of plays that we have here. It's the two extra base hits, and they're both right-handed. So let's talk about the first one. Obviously, you're facing a left-handed pitcher if you're batting righty as a switch hitter. this is a double in Lynchburg against a guy in Melquise Hernandez on the mound who had really been rolling in that start. I mean, we're no score in the sixth inning of this game. Just talk to me about this swing.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first at bat. I'm pretty sure I went up there and struck out on 3 pitches. And it was not my favorite at bat I've ever had. I felt like I threw the at bat away. But uh, it, wa- I went up there my second at bat and basically was like, I'm taking the fastball away from him. He's not going to throw a fastball by me because I'm pretty sure he threw two by me the first at bat. And then I fouled a few fastballs out off. He threw a few balls. We got into a full count. And he threw me a slider down and in. And since I was on time for the fastball, I was able to get extension through the zone and pull it down the left field line. That goes back to the mentality of hitting the fastball through the middle of the diamond. And when they throw you an off speed, you can adjust. And since it's a little slower, you just pull it down the left field line instead of pulling it foul. You're on time. You're on time for it, and you still keep it fair.
Okay, so we talked about Carlos Mendoza and the way that he has influenced your infield game a little bit. We talked about the swing there against Melquise Hernandez after he got you the first time. I mean, that's got to be a situation where a pitcher strikes you out on 3 pitches the first time. Obviously, the pitcher has the upper hand. If you're a hitter and you go 3 for 10 in your career, you're going to be a Hall of Famer. But I imagine that it would be easy to attack a second at bat or a third at bat against the same pitcher with a little bit of emotion if this pitcher has gotten you the first time. So how do you mentally, because obviously you were able to do it in this situation, a guy that got you before, but in the same game you were able to adjust and move forward with an extra base hit. Walk me through that mental process for you.
Yeah, so it's just a mentality. If he gets you once, you can't get down on yourself because throughout the course of a season, you're gonna have four or 500 at bats. So, if he gets you out one time, it can't hurt your confidence. You can't get down on yourself. You just got to go up there, and keep competing. It definitely helps that you have seen him once already, and you know what his stuff looks like, how his arm is working, and just go up there and compete and try and attack the ball through the middle of the diamond.
All right, let's look at the triple because this is a few different things I want to talk about on this play. It's a 1-0 fastball, middle in, again from a left-handed pitcher. Pull it down the line and turn it into 3 bases. Once you realize that ball's down the line, is it automatically in your mind, I'm getting to third here?
I didn't think there was any chance I was getting to third, honestly, out of the box. But when I was halfway to second, I saw the ball kick. It hit. He was playing it like he was going to roll around the corner of the wall, and out there's like some chain link and some pads, and it kicked off one of the pads and shot back towards third base. So I knew when that happened, I could get to third. So I kept running.
And it's just a 1-0 fastball, middle in, and a little bit early, and we get extension through the zone, as you say.
What helped me a lot there is I'm pretty sure on the 0 pitch I fake bunted. And that's what brought the third baseman in. If I wouldn't have done that, he would have made the play, because he would have been playing way deeper. But since I fake bunted, he was in and he had less range, so that ball got by him and got down to the corner.
What's the strategy of when I'm going to show bunt, but I know I'm not bunting? Like when you're thinking about that situation, what are some things you're thinking about?
Some things I'm thinking about is making sure I square late because sometimes you'll get in the pitcher's head and he'll throw it a little wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure like when you get to the big leagues, it's not as much of a factor, but we're still facing like some guys that are in their 20s who some and they still get they're still a little wild and stuff. But
Hmm.
so if you do it late, right when they're about to throw it, that movement will mess with them a little bit. So, but most of the time when I do it, I'm actually looking to bunt. It's
Okay.
just not it's not a pitch I can bunt, and When it's a ball, it gets me into a hitter's count, and like it did, it brought the third baseman in, which makes him have less range, so he can't get to that ball, and that ball gets down the line.
I got to imagine that next year we'll see more of that from you integrating bunting into your game to let that speed play, right? Because I mean, if you can get the ball down where you want to, it's going to be a hit pretty much every time.
For sure. And my dad's always told me if you can get a bunt at like two bunt hits a month, that'll
Mhm.
help your batting average tremendously.
Huge.
So like I got one bunt hit this year and it kept my average above 300. So that was something he said was right, and he he uh he knew what he was talking about there.
Gotta hate it when dad's right, right? Last thing for you, I want to talk about the way that you attack training as a switch hitter, because I feel like before I met you and before you got here, and I was doing research on you to kind of prepare for the broadcast. A lot of the stuff that I read scouting wise is that the hit tool is stronger from the left side than the right side, and I know that's something that you totally reject. And your extra base pop, as we saw with Fredericksburg, both came as a right-handed hitter. So how do you think about that as far as, because it's really two different hitters, right? And how do you like divvy up that time in the cage during the off season? There's just a lot of questions I have about how you attack switch hitting specifically in the off season.
Just know my strengths and my weaknesses from both sides. I'd say there's only one person in the world that knows my swing better than me, and that's my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say we know my swing pretty similar. I know when I'm off. I usually know what I'm doing after looking at a video one time, or most of the time I don't even need a video. I can feel it throughout my swing.
Mm.
So, um, and when he doesn't even have a video and I'm off, my swing's off, he's like, are you feeling this in my swing? And usually it's right, and it clicks right back because we know what my swing needs and what it doesn't need. So just knowing my swing from inside and out, and how I need to attack my weaknesses this off season, and what my strengths are, and keeping those as strengths. Just um, not listening to the outside noise, honestly, because none of that matters.
Right.
Those guys are on Twitter and for a reason. They're not in the organization trying to help me get better for a reason. So just listen to the people who can get me better. Take information from everyone and see what information will help get my game to the next level.
As far as just pure time spent, because you think about a regular hitter. If I'm a right-handed regular hitter, I'm spending this amount of time on my swing. And for you, you kind of got to divvy it up, right? I'm not trying to do the 6-7 thing there. But like from a time perspective, I got to imagine you have a process that's pretty efficient to get your work done from both sides.
Yeah. I mean, every day I hit the exact same amount from both right and left. So it's not like I'm putting more time on one side than the other. It's just I have different strengths and different weaknesses from each side. So just attacking those and making sure my swing's right when the games come.
Love it, man. Well, I don't really have much else for you. This has been great. I appreciate you taking the time to break down some film with us and let us know what's been going on with you in the off season. So I look forward to seeing you at spring training and possibly seeing you here in Fredericksburg to open the 2026 season. Anything else to add? Anything else you want the people to know before we sign off?
No, I appreciate y'all having me on, and look forward to spring training and this next coming season. I'm excited for to go out there and play the whole season and see how it is.
Great, Eli Willits, kind enough to join us. Thank you, man.